sitting here today with Annabelle, who's a member of our team who does all the short-term bookings for the business. There's been a lot of changes as it relates to Airbnb and Instant Booking, so we're talking about that today. So, Annabelle, tell us a little bit about Instant Booking.
Instant Booking is where a guest can go on Airbnb and book something straight away without needing to speak to the owner or get any approval. It will just go through and your payment will be made and you would have booked the property.
Right, great. So what do you have to do to be eligible for Instant Booking?
You need to have your phone number, your full name, your email address, and payment information.
And I've had to put my ID in and stuff as well.
No, we make that a prerequisite.
Yeah, no, but
ID.
as a host, we've had to provide that ID as well. So a lot of people think, hey, Instant Booking, this is great. So what are the pros, or what are the benefits of Instant Booking?
More bookings, better search results. You'll be coming up at the top of all the search results. If someone puts in, I want to stay in Mossman, your house is more likely to come up at the top. It's time saving for both you and the guest, as you're not going back and forth asking questions and answering questions, and it shows your credibility as an agency.
Right. So I would add to that saying that Airbnb care about conversion. So if it's Instant Book, it's more probable that the property will book because it's easier and faster for everyone. I don't think Airbnb cares so much about the owner's occupancy, but that's something that I'll get into now, which is, so what are the cons, or what are the watch-outs, or what are the dangers associated with Instant Booking?
There are obviously a few risks. One includes the guest. You don't have as much control over who's staying in the property, as you're not vetting them as thoroughly, and the cancellation policy.
Yeah, so let's dig into the cancellation policy. So how does Instant Booking work with the cancellation?
So more or less, if you cancel that same week, you'll be charged the entire booking value. If it's over 30 days, it's 50% of the booking value. And if it's over 45, it's 25% of the booking value. So in the past, you were just charged $50 USD to cancel a booking, where now you're charged a large amount. So
they're basically taking a proportion of the commission.
Yeah. So if you book a property for $50,000 and you cancel 2 days prior due to an unforeseen circumstance, you'd be up for the $50,000.
So the host would be up for the $50,000.
The host.
The host would be.
So the owner.
So the owner. So there's a fairly significant risk associated with Instant Booking. So let me ask you a question. If you had a property, right, based in Sydney, and you wanted to short-term rent it, and it was a 3 or 4 bedroom property in Mossman or Manly, would you put it on Instant Booking?
It depends what my goal was for the property. If I wanted to make as much money as possible and have as many people through there at the high rates, I would. But if I was really worried about the wear and tear and the quality of guests going in and whether they had pets or not, then no, I wouldn't.
And what happens if you cared about occupancy? Would you use Instant Booking or not?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of sit on the
If I
other
had
side.
no plans to use it myself and it wouldn't...
Right.
Yeah, I would use it.
The only thing that you need to look out for is if there's an Instant Booking that comes through that's a week, say it's a week long and it's out, it's 2 months away, that would stop you from effectively booking.
I think what you would find is that with Instant Book, if the property was booking out and it was coming up high in search results, you'd have a lot of short-term bookings going through the property, which would give you that same occupancy.
Right, so if
you just have more turnover costs than an extended stay.
Right. So what would be some tips that you would give to owners who would be considering Instant Booking?
Put your bookings into the property. Like if you're coming to the property, book them in advance so that you're not cancelling any bookings. Make sure you can confirm bookings very quickly. If the booking agent comes to you with the booking that's come through, especially if it's in advance, that gives you time to cancel it, and just use the right Airbnb settings and add all the features that will avoid any risky guests.
Right. So as it relates to Instant Booking, do you think Airbnb make it clear of what their policies are? Okay.
They've got a lot of blogs on their website that explain their cancellation policy and the risks of Instant Book.
Yeah, so there's also a risk from the agency's point of view. If we're turning the property on from an instant booking perspective and an instant book comes through and then we need to cancel it because the owner can't move forward with it, how does that work with the owner? The owner would be charged.
We would be asking the owners prior to putting it on Instant Book, and if they choose to use that feature, then they will be.
Yeah, I think the only other thing is that I would probably, if you were to use Instant Book, would you want to use it all the time, or would you want to use it not like in spurts?
It depends what your plans are for the property. If you just want a few bookings over Christmas and you really want it to be occupied, I would turn it on Instant Book. If you know that there's no chance of guest extensions and your use of the property, then yes. But I think throughout the year, with renovations and people extending, it's probably best to turn it off.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm with you on that too. I think that Instant Booking is good as a short-term strategy if you would need to book up stuff in the next kind of 30 days or 60 days, but it probably wouldn't be something that I would turn on for
the whole year.
For the whole year, yeah, cool. So last thing is generally as it relates to Airbnb, I just wanted, you've taken millions of dollars of bookings, and as it relates to Airbnb, like what's your general view of the channel? Like,
I think it's a good marketing channel.
Meaning?
It's good to market the property, but I would prefer people call us aside from it and book direct.
Okay, cool. Anything else that you would say as it relates to booking? No? Yeah, so, I guess to wrap up is Instant Booking is a button that you can quickly kind of turn on and off, but it's got bigger implications. You need to think about those. Owners and investors should be thinking about those implications because it can actually be quite costly should you change your mind, after the fact or your circumstances change. So, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks.
Take care.